Okay, welcome anyone who's watching to Jackbox Party Pack 6. With the blackened one. I forgot to put that in the title. But the blackened one's here.
It's a fine. Special guest.
Special guest suddenly. I had no planning of this. So
They just appeared.
I actually should keep that up so that I know. Jackbox Party Pack 6 games.
Through YouTube.
Yeah. I should keep the wiki. I had the wiki up. Oh, there
And a
it
wiki.
is. Yeah, it has a list of all the games and how many players are required for each.
Ah, gotcha.
So, if you want, we could start with Trivia Mortal Party since it only requires one.
That sounds good to me.
And we have a number greater than 1.
Let me go and try to find you here.
Yep. I'll give you the code when it pops up after I do the settings. Because I think it will change when I do settings.
Well, when I find you on YouTube, I should be able to just immediately catch on.
I could make my own codes.
Really?
Oh no, that's interesting. So
What's that?
it doesn't look like I can make my own codes, but I can make like a secondary code. So if I'm like hosting this on like, I guess YouTube or Twitch, I could have certain people allowed to actually join the game, and I guess the rest would join the audience. Reduce the number of US-centric questions, but does not entirely eliminate them. Nope, I'm good with US-centric questions. No writing or draw mode. Nope, we're good with writing and draw mode. Start with a controller. Yep. Subtitles always. Okay, I think we're good there. We got people coming in. The code is PRWV.
1 second, let me go to Jackbox Games.
Better be quick. People are gonna fill up these 8 slots fast.
Probably. PRWV.
Oh, there you go. You're second in line. I guess these people aren't that fast, but I'll give them a minute or two. As I drink some water. So you have the stream up, or do you just have...
I'm watching on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna regret drinking water right before the stream now. Just middle of a game. I really gotta go. I don't know why, but I got to go.
Okay, it looks like no one else is gonna join us this first round, but that's fine. You and me can enjoy the first game of Jackbox Party Pack 6.
Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Bippity boppity bigger.
I had captions on, but I don't see.
Oh, wrong.
Wait, can I play?
Jack.
You guys all can join the audience. I gave you guys time. Don't forget. Join the audience. I know you just got here. You can join the audience. We'll do this again for you all. It's fine.
Only one of you will survive. Anyway, we know you have many choices.
See, audience is already filling up.
We're grateful you chose us.
There's a party of people.
All
Come
right.
join them.
First question. How many sides does a tetragon have?
Oh, tetra.
Use your device to answer the question.
Oh, these numbers are confusing me. I think it's that.
Hmm.
You're about a quarter of the way done. Yes, I'll put this as a we do this again. It's all good, Jack.
Question right.
Apparently, somebody in the audience definitely knows.
It's time. Welcome to room 113. It's time for some pegging. Okay, now that I've said that out loud, it does sound weird. You're going to drop down this board and try to avoid the death zones. Okay. Let the games begin. Pick a spot.
Oh, that's strange.
Work out for you.
Yay! I'm alive.
This was a lot harder to build than you guess.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whew.
Oh, I am filled with rage about the whole nobody dying thing. Only one of you can survive this game. And who knows? Maybe it'll be the audience. Hey audience, I hope you all die in my game. Hot tip, you can join the audience at any time.
Yeah, you hear that, guys? You can join anytime.
Let's try another one. According to Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time, what is the #1 song of all time?
The black one will know this.
Hmm. #1 song of all time.
I'm gonna go that one. You're about halfway through.
Who picked this?
Dang it! That's the second guess I had.
Everyone is wrong. Time
Yeah, we still got like 10 seconds even. Oh, never mind.
Welcome to room 237. Okay, this one is more of an experience. These are precious family treasures I give away as punishments. Pick a box.
Ew.
What's inside? Ugh,
She's a
sounds
gift.
evil.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's one of Uncle Clive's old time bombs. You'll have to answer questions a lot faster now to keep from blowing up. Personally, I think it's
That's not
fun.
good.
This hotel hasn't been updated much since I was a kid. Same carpet, same bloodstains. Well,
Great.
it really brings me back.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that's gonna affect the stream.
What movie features Terrence Howard?
I think the phone will still pop up the question immediately, so I'll just have to just not even like watch even the stream. I think I chose the wrong one.
Who picked this?
I chose the right one.
Which leaves only you. I want to show you something. I hope you're good with instructions. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out. I'm letting a safe player play too. And if they correctly follow more rules than you, I will kill you. The rules are already on your device. Go, go! This game is really good for your cognitive skills. You know, if you survive. Almost out of rules time. What the heck?
I was bad at that.
I probably could have done better, but I had that moment where I sat there for like 5 seconds, not even thinking what I was supposed to be doing. It's like, oh yeah, by the way,
We're here. When one player is left alive, we'll
Your
go
chance to
find
kill
the
me and
round.
ended all together
Next
there.
Yep.
question.
In theory,
What was George Orwell's
after the next question, I'm
1984
going to be
first
dead because I'm
published?
like immediately just pick one immediately. Yeah. That's how much time it took. Like 5 seconds off the clock, probably.
You got 5 seconds left, so 6. But you got it right.
Which leaves only you. Come with me.
Thank you, my voice from the future.
Time to be subjected to the loser
Ah,
rule.
you're time travel.
I
Spin the whole.
like that they added different ways of dying now.
Everybody's favorite game.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, this one was in the
loser
first one.
wheel's gonna lose
But I
round,
do
you
agree
know.
that some of the other stuff's pretty neat.
Well, the wheel
You
used
know
to
it's-
be you died of bad luck or whatever.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means.
That's by Zap. Yeah.
Glad to see you're the one
That's
to make
good.
it here alive. But will you be the one to escape? I'm going to give you a category.
Glad I escaped that.
Human body systems. Tap each answer that fits the category and then press submit.
Time's up.
Let's see the right answers. You advance 1 space for every correct answer. You're on your way to escaping.
Oh, was I supposed to
It's
choose?
going to be just
Oh, no.
you. Aw, that's cute. If a ghost catches you, he'll steal your life force.
I was like, I hope I wasn't supposed to be choosing an answer too.
Here's everyone's next question. And they get a third chance to help them catch up to you. Time is almost up.
Time's almost up.
Not what I had in mind.
I wonder if the audience actually can win.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, it looks like it. That'll be interesting.
Beyonce albums.
Beyonce albums?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't fall behind. It's only darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Grey devils.
No.
Time is almost up.
Uh-oh.
Longer head sea turtle.
Audience out of its misery. College football bowls.
The darkness is catching up, guys.
I'm going too easy on you.
Pardon me.
Oh, the darkness almost got the audience.
Cards in the modern edition of the Game of Life.
In the modern edition.
This is so exciting that I'm gonna explode. Oh great, the darkness might eat my entire audience.
You had to buy it.
Galaxies. is almost up.
Uh-oh.
You know something I don't.
The audience is saving itself.
The end is upon you. Monsters who fought Godzilla.
Ew, bad.
I took the lead.
Better get away fast.
Cool. I haven't seen the lead change yet.
Vodka brands. That one was too easy.
I'm gonna take it.
Leap years. Time is almost up.
Either I'm right or I'm wrong. Yes, I was right.
I just love all this drama. It's not over yet. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need to ace this next question. And if you're still alive and want to break through, you have to get all 3 answer choices right.
I want to say that's the correct answer. Nope.
You have to get all the right answers to escape.
That's interesting. You have to get all the answers correct to escape.
Too slow, so you've gotta go. WNBA teams.
WNBA teams.
Hi guys. The darkness consumes me.
Dang it! Well, no one won.
That is interesting. Not only do you have to get there, yet you have to. You said you have to ace it. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Goody,
Okay.
everyone dies.
So we're gonna go back and pick some people up. Play that one more time.
Let's go to Baffran. Spud medley.
Okay, PFSN. Anyone else coming? There you are. Give it about 30 seconds. Got 5 people watching, so we should expect about 7 people on the screen.
Oh, Smitty.
Smitty's awesome. Smitty's an awesome draw artist. Okay. I think we're gonna start. Let's begin. Oop.
Local residents familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply as the Murder Hotel.
The infamous hotel was run by a mysterious family for several generations until closed. In unrelated news, the trivia murder party killer is still on the loose.
Up next, I'm being held against my will.
I really like Smitty's character.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die.
Yeah, kind of awkward.
Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. I flooded the roads myself to strand you here in a fight for your life. Only one of you will survive. And I hope that one survivor will keep us in mind for their future vacation needs. Okay, first question. What was the first antibiotic to be discovered? Use your device to answer the question.
I think I know that one. Because I used to study that, strangely enough.
And the correct answer is... Who
Yep.
got the question right? Which leaves only you.
Sorry, the blackened one.
I think I messed this one up, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome to Rule 101.
Yeah.
It's not smoky.
As soon as I,
Time to try
as soon as I
save
pictured, I was like,
yourself with a
penicillin,
password.
huh? Good old
Enter a
mold.
real four-letter word with your device.
I contrived for mold.
Make it hard to guess. If your password gets cracked, you die.
You have to put a password in that no one can guess. It has to be a 4-letter word. A real one.
Now everyone else will try to crack the password.
Hey, for a little word, eh?
As a team, guess the password on your device. You get a clue if your guess has a letter in the right spot.
Okay, I have to guess
If
a...
whoever figures out the password before time runs out, I will reward you all.
Nope.
Don't be greedy about what letters you figured out. Let everyone know.
Oopsie. I don't know.
Halfway there. Come on. Come on. Can you dig it?
S something O something. Nope. Nope.
I thought everyone else
Show!
Countdown.
I guess I was wrong.
I got the S and the O.
Who will win? Who will die?
Danny got the S.
Maybe the audience.
Oh, Danny W.
Oh yeah. When Danny got the S, I was like, oh, try every S word.
Audience, whatever.
Every word that has an S in it.
Let's try another one.
I like that one. That was pretty neat.
When is the start of winter in the southern hemisphere?
I think I know that one too. Blackened one's the only one left.
Who picked?
Oh yeah, we got audience. Yay, I was correct.
The rest of you, it's time.
To die.
I think I messed up. I think I got this one wrong. Yep. Yep.
Back to
Yep.
the killing room. To be frank, I added this one at the last minute. I'm giving each of you a telephone.
Ooh, someone else is in the audience.
Dial one of these numbers on your rotary phone before anyone else, or you die. Yeah, this is how phones used to be. And don't get me started on life before answering machines.
Uh-oh. Ah, so you got it wrong. Dang it.
Oh no, I'm going to die.
You just gotta dial the number.
I'm going to die.
Just
I'm gonna
dial the
die.
number.
I'm going to die. I'm going to. Oh no!
You keep messing up on the last digit.
Oh no!
I
You
did.
got killed by the phone
I did.
game.
I did.
Okay, Meds
Like I
Galaxy
said,
203. We'll
said
try.
I-
We'll try to restart and gather you up after the end of this game.
This is the end of your participation.
Hey, all three died. That's
Just
cool.
might steal someone else's life force and win the game.
And we're
I
all
know
dead.
you would like to play, but we'll get there.
Moving.
You just gotta wait until the end of this
More
game.
nervous than the police is organizing a party. If I throw a rockin' bachelor party for my dear friend in London, what's it called?
There's no point in continuing, there's always a point in continuing.
This. Only a ghost got it wrong. I don't like seeing that.
That's great.
Let's try another one.
Go ahead, just off yourself, Legna. Just off yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Join us. One of us. One of us.
I think it's that one. I don't recall what that is.
Who picked?
Nope.
this?
It's my second guess.
One of you is still alive. I want to show you something.
Huh. Who knew?
Let's see who
Somebody
it
knew.
is.
Sus!
Type in an answer that fits this category.
It's probably
Everyone
supposed to be
else will answer too. And if anyone
unless that's
matches
short for
you,
something.
you die.
Like a sup. I should pee.
Write your answers now.
Oh no.
Was that one maybe? I don't know.
Nope.
Answer time is coming to an end.
I have no clue. You guys are gonna win because I have no clue what tonight's show is.
You didn't
I think
That's a real jerk.
what was it? Jay Leno,
Here are the answers for whatever that's worth.
Jimmy
now.
Fallon.
that's the one that came to mind.
I kept thinking of Jon Stewart or something
That's
like that.
strange. I could have sworn you messed up big time and died before getting to the final round, but I guess I imagined the whole
Can we
thing.
play Push the
Pay
Button?
closer attention.
So we have a request to play Mortal Party one more time. After that, we'll play Push the Button.
What were
I'll
these
start
numbers
making a
like
list of all
those?
this. I think it's... The lag is really bad. The delay. Let me see if I can help that out. It's really YouTube's fault. I'm sending YouTube exactly what it's requesting, but... Let me see if there's a way I can fix it.
Everyone is wrong.
Well, it's only like a 10-second delay, but whenever we were setting up, I didn't get a chance to see. Did you set up advanced timer or not?
I
Or was there
believe
one?
so.
Use one of my cousin Aloysius's
I believe I've hit
prompts.
extended timer, but
Or extended timer.
Pick a space inside the box to hide. I wish I had a magician's assistant for that. Now I'm gonna need some volunteers. I'm giving you a
you selected
very
no
sharp sword
delay starting the stream.
on your device.
I might have.
You can
I'll,
select.
I'll have to
Through.
check the settings then and fix
Know
that
the
then.
song Bleed It Out by Linkin Park?
Oh, I can select? Yeah, I did select that.
Stab, stab.
I'm almost certain that's the setting I currently have. Yeah, ultra low latency, best for real-time interactions.
I'm not saving you again just to help you get to the final
It's
round.
YouTube.
This
It
time,
literally is
you
YouTube.
did.
They're saying unsupported resolution for latency configuration. You need to change the video resolution. The current resolution is 2560 by 1440, which is not supported for this
Well done.
configuration. The expected video resolution is 2560 by 1440. So I'm literally sending what YouTube says it expects. And I'm sending it as fast as I can. Like, there's no way I can send it any faster. But, let's see. Yeah, I have extended timers on. So, I'll put it up to a vote. You guys got 1 minute. We're gonna do one more Mortal Party or push the button. Starting now. Give them a little bit of time to vote. Okay, got 1 for Mortal Party, 2 for Mortal Party. I got a no. 3 for Mortal Party, okay. Joke vote, okay. So, Okay. Because why not? Okay, so we'll do one more Mortar Party. We'll do Rex, we'll do one more Mortar Party, then push the button, then Joke Boat. Because I want to try the other games as well. GS, JS. Yes, I know, Rex. We're literally after this. I promise you. Black one needs to get in though.
I'm doing it. I'm working on it. Working it.
Good job. Okay, we'll play this real quick. Then we'll go to Joke Boat. Oh no, push the button, then Joke Boat.
A local resident familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply as the Murder Hotel.
The infamous hotel was run by a mysterious family.
I don't think we need instructions.
Sorry, I want to be taught how to play this game again.
This is a wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. Your free spa weekend was a lie, luring you into this deadly trivia game. Only one of you will survive, and then we'll discover who the true killer is. Just kidding, it's me. It's definitely me. Alright, first question. What is Morticia Adams' maiden name in the Addams family? Use your device to answer the question. And the correct answer is... Who got the question right?
3 out of 8. Wow.
The rest of you, time for consequences. Welcome
That
to
was
room
not one of the
113.
3.
The hairdryer's broken, sorry. The lost art of letter writing. I'm going to dictate a message to you. Write down as much of what I say as you can.
Oh, I'm gonna win
The
this.
player who writes the fewest of my words will die. Get your typing fingers ready because I'm starting right now. Dear phone company, why am I being charged for conversations that I did not enjoy? Can I send them back like every meal I order at a restaurant?
Captain Keyboard
Also,
over there.
Do you think this would be a good premise for stand-up comedy? I may try visiting an open mic night. Time's up. Alright, now let me get out my red pen and give this a once-over. And here's how you did. Well, one of you was the worst. What is this garbage? I've seen Reddit threads that make more sense than this.
That was one of those that it'd be fun to play without stream, but with stream it's
back.
tough.
You're a ghost now. Keep playing and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game. Oh, also, there's an audience in the game. If they survive, you die. Hot tip, you can join the audience at any time. Let's keep moving. Where was the first subway system?
I want to say it was that one.
Who picked this?
Oh, I thought it was
The
small.
rest of you, I want to show you something. Why don't we just relax and play the game Quiplash? The game will send a question to your devices. Type in the funniest answer you can think of and hit send.
It's a game within a game. That is good.
This timer is a little longer so you can write. And it gives me a chance to take a bathroom break. Oh god, I'm gonna pee my pants.
You know what is really bad? Is they have this, but they don't have it in the in the actual game. So this is gonna tease you, making you go like, man, I want to play that game.
In the 1800s, singles used this instead of dating apps to find each other.
All right, everyone else, vote for the answer you like the best. The player that gets the fewest votes dies. Let's see the votes. Can't argue with the votes.
Aw, I wonder what that death is gonna be. Was not funny, something like that.
Moving back into my parents' old murder hotel is just a temporary thing until I figure out the next step in my career. I'm not gonna turn into them. Let's try another one. How big is the eye of a blue whale?
It's a human eye. One human eye.
Who picked this? The rest of you.
Apparently,
It's time.
what's that? Alright, grapefruit, huh?
This is a fun one. Everyone pick an elevator door. If you all pick the same side, you all live. But if there's a split decision, I will kill everyone on the heavier side.
Oh, that's
Talk amongst
interesting.
yourselves. You all seem trustworthy.
Your mic's acting up there, Lugna.
My mic's acting
Let's
up?
see where you all landed.
Yeah, you can hear buzzing.
Oh,
Oh.
And wreck the ta-ta.
Better?
Where's the door?
Hmm? Hello? Am I alone?
I'm sure.
Is it better now?
whoever's left alive will go to the
Should be, yeah.
round. Next question. What font is used on Cards Against Humanity cards?
No, wait, I'm
There
dead.
you
What am
go.
I worried about? I like, which one is it?
Follow me.
Oh, there he goes again. It's like a helicopter.
Helicopter.
Time to get out the dice. It's real simple. The player who rolls the highest will die. But we've got some help to make this more interesting. You have an extra die that you can give to whoever you want to make their odds worse.
I don't like being mean to my viewers. Screech, baby.
Come on already.
Screech baby is apparently not on their phone.
Oh yeah, your odds are astronomically bad now. Time to roll. The player with the highest total dies. My money's on the player with 6 dice.
They kept their die that I bumped this. No one gets to die. Poor Oprah. The odds are stacked against you.
No, it's the highest
As soon as I roll,
dice.
like 1, 1, 1, 1. I know. That's what I'm sitting here. Oh, the highest dice. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're dead.
Poor Galaxy.
Somebody messed up and gave their dice to the wrong person.
For some reason, that the highest die won, so I'm like, yep, that's good.
Let's keep moving. What does it mean when something is described as potable?
I know this one. I think.
I think I know it too. I think. Either I know it or I completely got it wrong. One or the other.
Time's running out.
Screech Baby, I think, is gone.
Picked this.
Yay!
Come with me.
I remembered it from one of my plane trips. I saw a non-portable water truck.
It's tattoo time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a new tattoo.
So, it's one of those type of sources where you think, oh, there it is.
Yeah. I know who Smitty is. You both are actually really talented. Both of those were actually quite good drawings.
I guess I had something else in mind, but I'm sure it'll grow on me. Now vote for your favorite tat. The artist with the fewest votes will die.
Do we get to know which one's A and which one's B here? There we go.
I know which one's A and which one's B. You all just guess.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. I need letters here.
You should really consider using a stencil next time. I will have my revenge.
Oprah died.
Oof, look at that audience. Not doing great. Do better.
I got somebody's in the audience who's just not voting on anything.
Cups are in 1.5 quarts. And don't ask Alexa.
G-Man for the day.
Who picked this?
This goes back to like first grade.
G-Man.
I want to show you something. Congratulations! You've been entered in my scratch ticket giveaway.
Oh, poor Smitty.
Scratch and find $3 to live. If you keep scratching, I'll give you cash for every $sign you find. But if you scratch off even one skull, you die.
Scratch off, huh?
Get to
Great.
scratching.
Yep. $1 sign. $2 signs.
Bucks.
$3 signs. He lives. But he's not going to take the risk. He's not taking the risk.
Yeah, for more money.
Money, come on, sweetie. Ah, he's leaving it there.
I guess I was hoping you'd be a little bit more scratch happy. Oh well. I was promised scratch ticket related death. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed.
Come on, one of us, one of us.
Let's keep moving. How long does it take a freshly laid egg to hatch into a baby chicken?
I feel like I should know this from somewhere, but... Red, sigh, hey.
Picked this.
Hey, Red. What's so sigh?
Only a ghost got it wrong. Too easy. Let's try another one. Do you need to be set free, or do you just want to be set free?
Ah, I get to live if I was alive.
The one at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, I think red is sad.
Or red.
So sad.
Time's almost
Oh,
up.
I probably messed that up. I probably shanked that left field.
What, you chose food?
Who picked?
Yeah, caught me. Nom, nom, nom.
Follow me.
Smitty is in the hot chair
Yep,
again.
as soon as I
As
said
fast
that.
as you can before time runs out.
Smell loves flooding with disaster.
If one of them does better than you, it's punishment.
Uh-oh, it's math time.
Dun dun dun, dun dun dun. Do we get to play too? Yes,
Yep.
we do.
There's just something about numbers, right? Only a couple seconds of math left.
Oh, wait.
Looks like you were outmathed.
What a... I didn't catch the name, but one of you guys are a beast with math. Danny is a beast with math.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means.
Oh, I'm sorry it comes out in the UK for you, Red.
Alive. But can you escape?
Well, at least you can get some fun
Wednesday.
here.
Category.
Or avoid it completely and not get any spoilers.
British colonies. Tap each answer that fits the category and then press submit. Let's see the right answers. You move forward one space for each correct answer. You're a little bit closer to escaping. Oh wait, did you think it was going to be just you? Aw, that's cute. If a ghost catches up with you, they will steal your life force. Then they can escape and win the game. Here's everyone's next question. And they get a third chance to help them catch up to you.
So is that why you haven't streamed it yet? I don't know if you're talking to me or Red. The reason why I didn't stream it is
Speaking.
because I stay on a schedule.
I don't have anything.
Fridays and Mondays
Audience.
and Sundays.
Honda vehicles.
I might join you, Red. It all depends. I have to check your schedule and see.
McDonald.
Probably shanked this one pretty hard.
Oh yeah, you took that hard.
Here comes trouble. Here comes the darkness. Words in the preamble of the U.S. Constitution.
Oh, I really should know this. I think I do.
Time is almost up.
Yes, I knew it! I was like, I really hope I know
Ghost
that.
can smell your life
I used to
force.
study that.
Hello, darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old
The great
friend.
uses.
Don't know.
Yes! Take the lead!
You stole some yummy life force. Actual seasons of Survivor.
Dang it, Survivor's not lost. For whatever reason, I thought Survivor was lost.
Volcanoes.
Dang it!
Ew.
I clicked too fast.
Ew.
There's another one. I know the other one.
That was like really fast.
Take that life force again.
This will slow you down. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need a perfect answer to this question. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
I think it's... I don't know who the other one is. Yep, I won.
Oh, you got it? You got all three?
Yep. I was like, I don't know who
We're
the
on to
third
us,
one
so.
is. He's creeped out. Okay, and the next game's gonna be... Give me a second. Where was it? Not joke boat. Push the button. The next game's gonna be push the button. Oh, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Ah.
Yeah, I thought you knew that. I thought I didn't know the top one is one I didn't know.
Who is the top one?
I don't know.
Ah, dang it. Anyone who remembers or is willing to go back in the stream to tell me who is the top
I'll
one.
go back and I'll look at it later.
I knew
I knew
the
Mary
first
Shelley.
two.
Nicola.
I knew Nicola.
Tesla.
Yeah. Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay, we want push
Yes.
the button.
Yes, that one.
Jane Austen? She,
Jane Austen.
famous writer.
Huh.
Wrote Pride and Prejudice, yep. Push the button. Okay. We don't want to skip the tutorials. We want family friendly because I don't trust you guys.
Yeah, everyone on there, wordy dirds.
Yeah,
Dirty words.
cool. I actually don't see extended timer on this one, so.
Oh, this is gonna be intriguing. This one might not be. I don't know. We can try it. But I don't know.
We're gonna try it. What's the worst?
It's gonna be the worst game ever without an extended timer.
Everyone's gonna fail.
It's gonna like flash on the screen and then immediately turn off. Well, technically, you should never have that issue as long as you like just keep your nose on your phone or.
Ew, I love
Or
Red's
whatever.
character. Is that everyone? Everyone who wants to play? Anyone can play. Everyone can play. I'll give you all about 10 seconds. Which means about
There's
30
only
in
2 more people.
reality. Yeah, I love the top hat, Red. Top hat's great. Red is in the hammer making predictions. Okay, let's start. Somewhere between Earth and that one really twinkly star.
Sorry to interrupt your cryosleep, but I thought it worth mentioning that I, your digital officer during emergencies, or Dottie, have detected an alien biorhythm on this ship. And just as I suspected, the aliens uploaded a virus, which is slowly deleting my program. I'm here to guide you through if you'd like.
Play with tutorials.
I'm now initiating Security Protocol 5th Dementia Online, which is a series of tests designed to evaluate your humanity and reveal any aliens hiding amongst you. I've determined that 3 of you are secretly aliens.
This dementia.
Please look at your device and confirm your identity. Your device can tell you if you're a human or an alien, but not the identities of your fellow players. Unfortunately, aliens will know who their compatriots are, so you'll be at a bit...
Mine says Gizmo.
By my calculations, you will have 15 minutes before I cease to be.
Great.
So I'd appreciate it if you could figure out who the aliens are and then push the button. You will be our first captain. I have repurposed the ship's quarters into unique testing areas. Neat, huh? Choose an available room and your desired participants.
Only because I like you all. And we'll go to no push. Well, I have to start the test, you guys.
Welcome to the writing pod. You will be given a fill-in-the-blank prompt. Answer honestly, because it will be scrutinized. The alien virus will allow the intruders to get something similar, but not quite right. When the correct prompt is revealed, it will be up to you to determine if any seem odd.
Who is
As
the
time goes
alien?
down, I'll do my best to send the aliens some real stinkers. It's the least I can do.
Well, you could share the information, but I recommend not sharing the information, Red. You alien. You even completed it fast because you're an alien. Almost time's up.
Man, you open one get-rich-quick email and bam, you got a virus. Uploading. And here's what humans saw. The worst song to get stuck in your head is, and how did the subjects respond? Do any of these answers seem suspicious? Look for any written answer that doesn't seem quite right. And don't forget to hit that suspicion button. Talk to each other and find the truth. But remember, 3 among you are aliens and will be lying.
It looks like everyone believes the blackened one's an alien.
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna get thrown out to the doctor.
Hey everyone, if it
Yeah, you get to work
taking way
outside.
too
You get to
long
fix
to
the
move
outside of the
on,
ship,
you can
yeah.
tap the hurry up button to speed up the timer. Okay, next captain, you're in charge. Okay, let's get a move on. Pick another room and test group. There's less than 16 minutes.
That's cool. I got like no one voted off the red.
Ellipse.
Like, yeah, clearly. The person that comes and
Welcome
says, I'm
to
the alien every
Drawful.
time, everybody.
You'll be given a prompt to draw.
You know,
This
it's
is
just
all
that guy.
chance.
Because the alien virus will give our intruders a similar yet different prompt.
Probe your
When the
shipmates,
drawings
eh?
are revealed, cast suspicion on any you find to be a bit off. As time goes on, I'll do my best to send the aliens harder
Let's
prompts.
probe myself,
You're
shall we?
welcome.
Yep.
You're probing yourself to find out if you're the alien.
Bro.
Am I the alien? Don't recall.
It was me the whole time.
If it seems like they're taking too long with their precious
What are
art,
you
you can
doing?
always hit the hurry up button.
We are all a community of Jackbox people. I'm slightly happy. Yeah, I know, but all of this is chance. Slightly. I think it's more that this is a community
What I
game.
saw was draw camping
Drawing, huh?
and go. Keep in mind, someone may have gotten a bad prompt, or they could just be a terrible artist.
Obviously, we don't trust that person.
Well, I'm glad to have you all here. You all make me feel so much better. My self-worth.
underestimated.
Yes, I'm so glad we're all on the same page. You know, the person with the tentacle is obviously the alien. Clearly.
When looking at their probe screen, an alien can select any human and secretly give them the alien prompt. To make things worse, aliens can help other aliens by secretly giving them a human prompt. I hope you got all of that because there's no way I'm repeating it. Okay, next captain, you're in charge.
A little push. You only got 2 choices, little push.
This virus has me functioning just above a graphing calculator.
So there's 3 aliens on deck here.
Welcome to the Opinion Hold, a place to hang out and let your opinions fly. Each participant will be presented with a bold statement. You will then provide your level of agreement or disagreement. Aliens, however, will be given a completely different statement. When the crew sees the full opinion, aliens may have to justify an outlandish position. Let's see what these players have to say.
Let's see how many people agree with the majority.
This is more like Survival Island here. Someone getting voted off the island for not liking something. You don't fit the bill. Here, enjoy the vacuum duct out or vacuum function.
Suspicious. Look for someone answering out of character, or just start yelling at each other. And don't forget about those alien hacks. A smart alien can make someone look suspicious by flipping their prompts.
It looks like the majority says that fireworks are not stupid. Mappy's like, fireworks are stupid, though.
People, so let's keep it going.
Majority rules on this island.
They like fire. Boom.
Alright, sorry. Forgot to show the comment. A comment that was hidden. That's interesting that comment was hidden like that.
You can now push the button and take us to the extraction room. But I would recommend you only do this once you're confident in your suspicion. Okay, next captain, you're in charge.
Uh-oh, somebody pushed the button.
Extraction room. Check it out. I've stopped the timer. It's costing me a lot of CPU, but I don't want you to feel rushed. Since you were the one to push the button, isolate the 3 crew members who believe are aliens and press confirm. There's still a lot of time left. Now the non-isolated members shall vote. If you all vote yes, and these players are aliens, then the humans and moi are safe. But if one of them is a human, then it's curtains for us all. Okay, time to vote. The vote has failed. Well, that was a bust. The crew member who pushed the button can no longer push it.
Aww.
All you can do is keep testing until you can all agree. Okay, next captain, you're in charge.
This is so strange because we all have to, like, independently agree with each other. They all loud. They do bother people. That is true. Smitty.
Hey, back to the old drawing board, huh?
Maybe this is the virus speaking, but
so this is like equivalent, the equivalent to like Clue.
What they draw could be quite revealing.
Yo, Schmitty when you need them.
I'm gonna be assumed. I'm gonna be assumed an alien because of my poor drawing skills. I actually have a strut that looks like this too, so. Right.
Oh God, no!
Hopefully somebody understands the idea that I'm trying to present.
Well, you do.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully someone gets the idea. You're trying to present. Yes, 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 yes.
Draw a grandmother. And discuss.
Oh. That last one, though. Oh, yes, the black and white is always great for that last one.
We're on the clock here, people, so let's keep it going.
Groovy.
But as you all can clearly see, I can't be the alien. Mine makes total sense.
Let me just throw a vote over there for you, clearly. Oh!
The bioscanner is now online. If the team you send there passes the
Hey.
test, you'll be able to analyze any player and find out if they're an alien.
Uh-oh.
Next, Captain, you're in charge.
Somebody can find out exactly who's an alien and who's not.
I like how we're playing, like, pass the torch and who gets to be captain for the day.
Participants will see a set of alien glyphs on their device. The captain will only see 3 glyphs and must describe them out loud.
Oh, goody.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Lock in. If the glyphs match,
Captain, I hope you're a fast
the
typer.
captain will then be able to learn one player's secret identity. But watch out, aliens may fail by tapping the wrong glyph on purpose. Captain, I'm sending you the correct glyphs now.
Oh, joy, this is gonna be great. Oh. What symbols we looking for here?
Describe the people.
Ah, I got it, yep, got that one.
Yep.
Got it.
Oops, I forgot comma. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever.
Ah, got that one. Galaxy is the alien. They're able to decipher the code. We're going to die. Which one's that one? They all look like that. A little more specific.
Nope, I think that's good. Arch arms. This works.
Oh no, I don't want that. Oh, can I take that back? Okay, good. I can take it back. High legs.
One leg above the other. I know which one he's talking about. It's the U one. Like.
Oh, got that one. Okay, I think
Yeah.
so. Maybe.
You know,
Okay.
the U one.
Yeah, the weird looking one, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I
That
would,
one.
the one I would describe it as. The test failed.
Okay, that was suspicious. Maybe test humans next time.
Everyone
Right,
thinks I'm the
disappear here in a
alien
second.
now.
Ah.
Really, I went from not the alien to the alien. Oh yes, there's so much red in this game. Look at my beautiful smile. How can a robot lie to you?
Is the glitching getting worse? I feel like it's getting worse. Next, Captain, you're on the clock.
Uh-oh, the blackened one. Uh-oh, the biochamber again.
I don't mean to freak any.
Do bio always.
You know it's not healthy to be in here. Think you'll do better this time? Captain, I'm sending you the correct glyphs now.
Describe them, the blackened one. Hello? Did the blackened one leave? No, he's still there. He's just being quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm here. 1 second.
I think he's an alien. He's racing on time.
I with a J with the dot above it.
I with a J with a dot above it. Okay.
Alright. For the second symbol, you have, like, two stick figures high-fiving each other.
Okay. Are they
chest bump, if
solid
you will.
together?
No, that doesn't. They just came out of a chest bump.
Okay, I think I
And
know
then
which
you
one you're talking
have-
about.
Then you have a squiggle line with 2 dots.
Yeah, that one's easy.
It looks like it's. Yeah.
Describe the high-fiving one a little bit better.
They're going in for a high five.
They're going in for... Okay, describe one of them. One side of the high five.
Like high five, like slapping hands. They're like, "Aye!" You can't miss it. That one's right here.
The time to answer is coming to an end.
Yeah, I see. You got the I with the TJ, or the I with the T with the dot, and then you got the high fives, and you got like the squiggle lines with 2 dots.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh boy.
You're gonna make me an alien. You're gonna make me an alien. We're gonna die.
The test has failed.
Oh, that was good.
Ah. Oh no, I didn't even realize that that's true too. The squiggly line one was horrible. Actually, I'll save it. Because, I'm sorry, I could have gotten that one wrong too if I didn't recognize that. Because that is a squiggly line. See, I'm not an alien.
I don't think spaceships are supposed to crumble like that. Okay, you're up. Let's
Got
go.
2 minutes.
There's less than 2 minutes.
Do the button, guys.
Well, time was not your friend, former captain. Next captain, go, go, go!
Mappy.
There's less than 2 minutes.
What's Mappy gonna do? Mappy thinks we need to decide who's the alien. Smitty! Anyone, press the red
Get
button.
this thing working in time. Captain, I'm sending you the correct glyphs now.
All you have to do is hit the button at the bottom of the screen.
This better not be a waste of time.
A little push pressing the
You only
button.
get 1 minute, so act quickly.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Or push needs to put one person in. One more person. Putting me in? So
Okay,
evil.
time to vote.
I can't even vote. I get no fun in this. I love you too, Galaxy.
The vote has failed.
I don't know.
I know
Is it
who
really?
it is.
Humans or aliens are pushing the button, but you only get 1 push each. If the humans run out of button pushes, the aliens will take over the ship. Okay, you're up, Captain.
Goody, so we got 25 seconds to make our final bids on who's the aliens, huh?
Okay, it's on like
Let me look at all these people here.
Galaga. Whom will you isolate? You only have 30 seconds.
You got tested the most. That's great.
Okay, time to vote.
Okay.
Oh, goody, they think I'm the alien.
You are an
Larry.
alien.
Yeah, caught me. I don't know. It wasn't me.
And
It was
thank
one
you.
of me.
Oh, wow. A lot of people subscribed to me just now. Thank you. 2 subscribers. Thank you. 2 brand new subscribers.
It wasn't me.
Come on. Remove them. They have done bad.
Hurry
That
up.
person
and
needs
vote.
that subway. Bravo!
The vote has failed.
No.
You should eat a subway too.
Run out of button pushes,
Hit
humans.
the button.
Another subscriber. Thank you very much for subscribing.
Whom will you isolate?
Say our names, darling. All of your names?
Okay, time to vote. The vote has failed.
Guess everyone's slamming that button right now.
I know.
Don't run out of button pushes.
Everyone line up now to cue who's
Out of
on.
time.
Ran out of time for an angry mob.
Everyone thinks I'm an
Your
alien.
operation.
Why? Why?
You all were so close. Bye-bye.
Now what? Okay, of Legna, Themidi, and I am. Ah, someone actually did have it right. I don't know if AIM was in there or not. Oh, look at that.
Okay, people. You gotta be nice to each other.
Okay, that's okay. So someone actually did have it right.
Oh yeah, somebody
But everyone
did.
has to like agree from what I see, right? Like everyone has to agree that those 3 would be the correct group. It looks like, right?
You guys are gonna make me do things I don't want to do.
Unfortunately, I have to fall out of the next one. So
Okay. Well, we're gonna
If y'all want
go.
to continue, you know.
We're gonna quickly go play.
They want to play again though.
Galaxy
Okay.
got it right from
Fail
the
your
start.
audience there.
Again.
Alrighty. Everyone have a good evening.
Somebody recommended
Ta-ta.
Just Bar before. Buy the black and one. Somebody wanted to do joke boat, so we're gonna do joke boat, and I'm gonna see where I end up. This is so bad. How is it so bad? We're just doing joke boat. Joke boat has extended timers. Okay. No one does good jokes. I do great jokes.
I'm Chuck Hull. I'll be your host tonight. Please sign in.
Plus, I want to enjoy this game. It costs me money. You can do dark humor.
Anytime now.
Got 2 more people waiting. And everyone's in. Let's get this show on the road. You can do dark humor. Just gotta get that joke right.
Gather round, comedians. Here's tonight's itinerary. We're gonna write some jokes and then test them out on stage. But first things first, it's brainstorming time. Before we jump into the jokes, let's do a little writing exercise to get inspired. On your device, you'll be prompted to write various topics like animals, people, or objects. Fill in whatever you think has a lot of comedic potential. If another player uses one of your topics in a winning joke, you'll get some bonus points. Generate as many as you can. You have 45 seconds, starting now.
Okay.
You've got time for 1 or 2 more. Now it's time to write some bits for tonight's competition. Follow the steps on your device to construct 2 jokes.
Okay. I'm I am horrible. I'm gonna get banned from my own stream.
Second joke by now.
I should rename the lazy river something more positive. Sleepy river, the river that just needs motivation. You can do it! Got about a minute, everyone. My first joke wasn't bad. It wasn't good. But my second one, put in the right context with the right audience is quite funny. The question is are you guys the right audience? Only time will tell, really. I'm putting logic into my jokes. It's always good to put some logic in. I like binary logic personally in mine. "25 seconds, everyone." Oh yeah, I was gonna do that.
Time's almost up. Whether you laugh or groan, our comedians appreciate all noises. Please welcome our first performer to the stage.
I don't know what it's saying ready for, but okay. Oh, okay. That's what it's saying ready for. Turn up the game volume? Yep. Because the black one's not here. I'll crank that up.
Who won this joke off? Place your vote now.
Should be a lot louder now. Yay! People like my joke.
And some credit to you. Keep that applause going for our next comedian.
See your bed back.
Gotta go with the first one.
Which comedian won that face-off?
My jokes are unfunny. Your jokes are funny. Just some people have different styles of funny.
Let's keep this joke boat moving and welcome our next comic to the stage.
That wasn't too bad. I know the logic.
Squats how Ali Wani Potsi Ali did tie all of Lulu.
Hello, Gamer Kitten. I like that one overall.
And a tip of the hat to you. Let's keep it going for our next comic.
Yeah, perform the joke for me. Three, two, one. Oh, I knew it. That joke sucked, and I knew it did. And I was like, as soon as I showed it, I was like, not working. Can't work
some points for you as well. Folks, put your hand and hook together for our next comedian.
Smitty. Don't disrespect the old tune. I wasn't disrespecting them. I was trying to come up with a joke, and it just there wasn't any good ones I could come up with.
Ahoy! It's our next comic!
Isn't too bad.
If a toe parrot did burden, so has so had it. Or organic.
I thought that was funny, Red. I liked it. I stand with you, Red.
Great setup! We got more hot comedy coming up right now.
I got the rakas now. This is it. Ito vet mo German. Ito nisi pepe te tega te kater na.
That was good.
You know him, you love him, it's this person.
It's this person. It's the best artist we have.
Remember to say your catchphrase.
we need Quiplash. Agreed. Quiplash would be great. But I'm trying to stay in Party Pack 6.
Let's see who our rising stars are.
That's in
Oh,
TMP
look,
too.
some of you are achieving comedy. Well, we're sinking again. There's no time to write jokes from scratch. So, here's the plan. Let's rewrite another comics joke. You'll use the same setup, but we'll attempt to write a funnier punchline. The better the original joke did, the more points you'll earn for beating it. Can you steal the spotlight before the boat sinks? Let's find out.
I have a very twisted sense of humor. Hopefully it's what I would consider appropriate. Which is somewhat appropriate.
Do not panic, but do welcome our comedians back to the stage. A real clash of the titans.
Oh, this is a tough one. I see, I understand the game now. It's very interesting. Here's Red's attempt.
Vote for your favorite punchline.
I just realized I haven't eaten and it's getting later and later. It's really weird. Like every game, every party pack has like one like ridiculously slow-paced game. Do I compete? Do I have win? No! It's a split!
You don't see it.
I don't know about that. Lazy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they always have this one where, like, you feel like it could be fun, but it just takes forever. Is it kind of like, what was it? I think Party Pack 4 had Split the Room, which seems like a cool idea, but it takes so long. Hi, monstrous. Party Pack 5. Like, Split the Room seemed like it'd be fun, but it's so slow. This one seems like it'd be fun, but it's so slow.
It's time to sink or swim, meaning the winner gets a life vest, and the rest of you, well, let's see those scores.
Oh, wow. Yep, same for Patiently Stupid. Patiently Stupid's the exact same way. Okay, let's see. What other ones have we not done tonight? I think Role Models and Dictionarium. So I let it go up to about Role Models or Dictionarium. I have never played either of them. Yep, Neptune has the right mindset. TMP, everyone wants to do TMP. Role Models, looks like people are on the Role Model side. Yep, okay, we'll do Role Models then. Whichever one's the reddest. Funny. Okay, audience, add the extended timer, family friendly. There we go. Can't add more people, subtitle, disable play of photos. I didn't even know you could get player photos, so we're gonna go with that and see what happens.
Hello there, test subjects. Sign in with the room code, then
We have to know each other.
Draw yourself for our records.
I know each other. I know each one of you. I actually was a little slow on this, so I don't get to play. Yay! Can I? Oh, you guys are drawing. Okay. Red! Draw your red face. Oh, see, and you know what's going to be really bad? This is going to be the fun game. This is going to be the fun game because it only has like 3 or 4 people. Can I start now? Why can't I not start?
3,
There we go.
2, 1.
Welcome to Role Models. Just because you're my test subjects doesn't make me a queen.
Arthur
This crown
K.
does. Here at the lab, we've spent years searching for the genetic magic that makes each and every human a truly unique individual. But that was hard, so we found a shortcut. We theorize every friend group has some version of the smart one, the popular one, the troubled loner who I can change. You get the idea. And these roles make it a lot easier to figure people out with science. You guys are going to match your fellow test subjects to the roles that fit them best.
Uh-oh,
My
this is
lovely
going to be
assistant will put all
interesting.
the data into the tubes, and at the end, we'll crunch the numbers and tell each of you who you really are. Ready to judge your friends based on pure logical merit? Great, let's go. I need a category to get us started. Vote for your favorite, but try to make it something everybody knows a little bit about.
Oh, wow. This is interesting.
Which of these vague descriptions of Pokemon is also describing you?
Well,
So, on your device, you've got the names of your fellow lab rats. Drag each one to the role you think fits them best. That includes yourself. Oh, and you'll see a little 99% sign next to each role. Tap that to lock in the answer you're 99% certain will match what everyone else picks. I'll make it worth your while if you're right, so make sure to pick someone.
BuzzFeed loves this game.
Roles, we'll check out the results.
Well, I guess I'll give you some life anecdotes as we play. So when Pokemon first started coming around, I was a child. My parents didn't know what I was saying because I had a speech lips and all that. And my mom literally thought I kept saying Pokemon, like Pokemon. And to this day, she will tell me that I used to watch Pokemon.
Let's find out who you are. Show me the votes. Get rid of the outliers. That's our winner. Hooray! I like to reward my lab rats for positive behavior, so I'll give you guys these nutritious science pellets. Whenever your answers match the group, whoever has the most at the end is my lab rat of the month. Plus, they're a healthy snack.
So 889 is a dragon.
Not all cats talk, but all cats are criminals. And you got the role with the audience bonus pellets. You're one advanced guinea pig.
Mm-hmm. Here's the singing mushroom.
Subjects who already have a role
Or
don't need another
marshmallow.
one.
Mushroom.
So let's lose these votes.
Oh, I can't read.
Sweet.
Meow.
If I'm counting right, that's a tie. Time for another test to see who gets this role. Write your answer on your device. Your fellow lab rats will decide whether you get the role. Even if you're not sure you want the role, I'm handing out science pellets to the winner, so do your best. It's an experiment, man. You think Schrodinger's cat always wants to get in the box?
Which is a famous criminals do you think hated dogs and loved cats? I don't know many famous criminals. I need to study up on that subject matter. Famous criminals.
That's what we're working with. Vote on your devices now.
I wish it showed you the answer.
Acing this test definitely deserves some science pellets. Don't say I never did anything for you. Ooh, a tie. Let's break it. Type an answer on your device.
Any animal more dangerous than a rodent that shoots lightning? Okay. Animals that are more dangerous than a rodent shooting lightning. I got a few ideas. I know a few.
Okay, there's the data. Vote on your devices now. I feel so much better now.
Even though I understand what
Some
it's
science
saying.
pellets. Sometimes one vote is all it takes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Here's how it all shook out. And here's how many science pellets everyone has. Don't forget, you get those tasty pellets when your answers match the group, or you earn a role in a tiebreaker experiment. Keep that in mind if you want to beat your fellow guinea pigs. Give me another category.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh yes, we're gonna go definitely with that one. Yeah, this game, and I don't know why Jackbox does this, because there are some games where it's paced very well. And then there's others where it's just like, yep, take your time. I think we'd lost someone.
Which social network fits each of you best? Don't overthink this. And make sure to tap that 99% next to the role you're sure you're right about.
This is interesting, but I don't know if the players' environments are different than the audience greatly, but it seems quite unique. I'm guessing you guys get each individual player and have to choose based on each player. Yeah, I'm lost too, R3K. Kid. Like, can one of these players, like, explain what they're seeing? Because I am completely lost on how this game's working. And apparently it's going to take forever because I think one of them left which is not nice. I wish there was a way you could like artificially go in and be like, let's kick someone.
Let's see where we landed.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of do a quick drag to who you think is who. Okay. Interesting. That is a really interesting point of this game. But man, the audience style just doesn't seem efficient.
And your 99% guess was 100% right. Last one picked for a role, huh? We've all been there. I've got a consolation role that might do the job. Everyone vote on which role should go to this perplexing subject.
I don't think this one has been voting, so I think I know which one I'm gonna go with. I might be wrong. The gamer might be voting, but I don't know. I don't think so. And whoever's the little brown cone head, got time. You got a little less time. Might want to choose one. I mean, I know it's a hard decision, left or right.
You should feel good about this. Probably. Here's our lineup. And real quick, you are freaking me out with these predictions. Get out of everyone's heads. Okay, I feel like I'm getting to know you guys, so let's see if I can do anything with the data we have so far. You two, your roles tell me you've got something in common. You guys are like twins, but one of you has to be better. What would be your plan if you were competing in the Hunger Games? Answer the prompt on your devices, and we'll settle this once and for all.
Plan if you were competing in the Hunger Games. I actually don't know that much behind the Hunger Games. I know, like, the general understanding of, like, there's a society where they select people, I think, and those people then get chosen in.
Alright, this is what we got. Vote on your devices now.
I'm gonna go with the person playing, because the person playing should definitely win. Gosh, everyone's leaving.
There, you have it. You two, your roles tell me you share a common characteristic. I can't stand not knowing who's better. You get one wish, but have to phrase it very carefully.
So this is the one downside to these types of games, is because they're online, you have to assume that the person could have lost internet connection and will come back. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna happen. Most likely they left. forever. And we're now going to have to suffer with an excessively longer game because of it. And the downside is, I have another game tonight that I want to try out. Not on stream, but I want to try it out. And because you guys are taking so long, I'm not going to get to try it. So I guess I'll have to unpack it while you guys are playing. Definitely the person getting the answer is going to win. I would hate the person who doesn't give the answers to win. That's neat. Oh, this is humongous. This is so much bigger than what I thought it was going to be. You always get an ASMR as I unpack this stuff. Hopefully it's not ridiculously loud. I put my vote in, so I'm at least playing.
Just as I hypothesized.
But, man.
Alright, pick your final category.
Things found in a Drive or Disney Channel. Originals, awkward scenarios. Yeah. Personally, I think unless Dictionarium has a lot better interactivity, I think this is going to be going to, what's the game? Trivia Mortal Party. Because this game seems interesting, but it seems like a one-off game that you'd play once with each of your friends and decide.
Let the truth-telling begin.
Disney Channel show I am. I think I live this show now. Back in the day, I would have chose a different show, but now I've lived my life. I think that's the show I live the most. That's what we could do. Guess which one I chose in the comments. Since I'm not playing, you guys can't get that revered. So, if you guys can guess, I'll subscribe to your channels.
Woohoo! Look at you, all grown up.
Proud Family? Nope, not the Proud Family.
Ooh, I love a tie. It means we get more data. Who spends the most time daydreaming? Vote on your devices now. The subject with the most votes gets the role. I can't get you guys to agree on anything. Your patented algorithm, the role goes to you.
Oh, that was hilarious. That's so brave.
Ugh, that's so you.
Even Stevens.
That's fair. Sweet. And our audience control group hid some extra science pellets behind this roll for you. Good little lab rat.
Well, that reveals that. I live a life of sweet life, as I can tell you right now.
Ooh, still
well,
no
close.
roll for you after all that data.
Still gotta give it
Don't
a
worry.
look, but...
I've got a backup roll that might fit you better. Everyone vote on which role should go to our mysterious test subject.
Which one was more absent?
This This feels right. All right, we've got our lineup.
You're bad to that. That's cool. How's the game of winning?
One last thing before we close the book on this experiment. Let's see if there are any more interesting patterns in those roles. You two. Your roles tell me you share a common personality trait. Which is cute and all, but there can be only one. You're at a trade convention and can write anything you want on your name tag. What do you write? Answer the prompt on your devices, and we'll settle this once and for all.
It's Friday, guys. I just realized that. Oh my gosh. I was like, I gotta do stuff tomorrow. And then I was like, wait, no, I don't. I can rest in. I could sleep all night
That's
tomorrow.
The raw data. Vote on your devices now.
I like that.
I love results. That was the final piece of the puzzle. Get ready for your final rolls as determined by everything your fellow subjects said about you. And our winning lab with the most total science pellets is...
Memes. Okay, so we did that one. Not only because we've done all of them except one, we're going to do the other one. The other one, I'll join in and make jokes and have fun. If I can do it fast enough. Oh wait, I have to do settings first. Settings, settings, settings. Audience are included, extended timers. Sure, you guys can share. Sure, I can censor. I control. Can't increase the number. And we're all archive it. Let's play. There we go. Even though this is the game I'm gonna suck the worst at. Because I can't spell. I can't spell worth anything. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. Or everyone who wants to play.
Bonjour, hello, salut! Welcome to the Dictionarium.
It's like a planetarium where you gaze up at trillions of dazzling nouns.
Hello, my wonderful collection of word prodigies.
In the Dictionarium, you will take a funky new word and give it a personality by defining it, renaming it, and popping it into a sentence. You vote on your favorite answers, so this is a popularity contest, but for words. If you're just watching right now, join the audience. Enter the room code and play along. Let's rock! Okay, I am sending you a word.
What is my word?
Write the definition for this word on your device. I saved this word from drowning when I jumped in the pool in my fashion romper. I'm going to shout out some letters that might be good for a word. J-O-R
The Wily K.
Hopefully that's good. I do. I've never seen a word like that. I didn't even have roots. Write your answers. Write your ans. Write your an.
Okay, let's see 'em. And now we vote. Pick your favorite definition. That's the one that makes you go, ooh yeah, and also, yeehaw.
I did like this one though.
And remember, you can award bonus points to the ones that stole your heart.
Bonus points to you.
And the winning definition is...
I got nothing. I suck at this game.
This dictionary entry needs some synonyms to flesh it out. Ew, flesh. It's your turn. Make up a word that matches the definition on your device. Round 2 goes fast, so type, type, type. Let's check out these baby wordlings. Aww. Choose the word that best fits the definition.
Pretty notes. I get nothing. I lose at everything. Oh, I got some love. I at least got some love.
In round 3, you will use the word in a sentence. This is your last chance to add to the Dictionarium entry, so make it count. Write a sentence using the word on your device. I suggest putting one word in front of the other, but I can't tell you how to
Yeah,
make it
you can
up.
swear. Just don't overly, like, just purposely do that.
Okay, time's almost up. Submit those sentences. I am thrilled to present your sentences. Let's vote on these little guys.
Oh. I actually won one!
And the most favorite sentence is... I am truly in awe of your genius. Thank you. This word will change the world. And now let's see the winner.
That wasn't too bad. The gamer won that though.
You are welcome back anytime.
Well, we did all the games
found a new
in Party
word.
Pack
It's
6.
big and it's wet.
My personal opinion, out of all of them, is, wait a second. Let me definitely go back. My personal opinion is really push the buttons great if you're with people, and Trivia Mortal Party is great on streams. Dictionarium wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. It's just one of those that you gotta... It's like a couple other games Jackbox has where you either have to understand what the prompt's asking or you're just gonna fail. But anyways, I will see you all Sunday at 6. New York time, of course. Until then, bye-bye!